Hi, I'm Im. Today I'm going to be going over. You've seen the title, but I'm going to be going over the anime I've watched in the last year, and I'm going to be ranking them. I thought I'd do this because I could reflect on what anime I've actually completed in the last year. I consider myself a weeb, um, an anime fan, so I feel that there should be a good amount of anime that I've watched, but I'm not really one to finish all the anime I watch. And even nowadays, starting anime is a little tough, so I thought it'd be a good idea to reflect as well as just fun. So let's get into it. Before I start, I'm just gonna go over what the tiers represent. S An S tier anime in this circumstance would be I loved watching it all the way through. I rewatched clips of it, and I overall very much enjoyed the anime. A is I loved watching it, but I had an issue here and there, or I just haven't felt the same spark since I finished it. B is I like it, it's average, not crazy good or crazy bad. C is I watched it, I had issues or a hard time finishing it, and it was alright, but it wasn't that good, but it wasn't offensive or bad. And D is I watched it, I somehow completed it, but I can't say I recommend it or would have finished it if I wasn't so far into it. First is Oshi no Ko. I'm gonna have to give this an S. I absolutely loved season 1. Episode 1 got me hooked from the start. I was really enjoying it. It was so nice, wholesome, and yeah. I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers here, but yeah, I really like it. It's made really well. I enjoy the characters, and I'm actually watching season 2 right now. Next is the Quintessential Quintuplets movie. I am going to put it at. I'm between an A and a B here. I'm gonna put it at A. Um, I really enjoyed it. It was it completed the series pretty well, and I was pretty happy with the ending. But the same spark that I had when watching the series isn't there as much. Or I guess it was just a satisfying ending. I haven't really went back and watched clips or anything. Am I actually the strongest? I'm going to put this as a B. This is like low B. Cuz I enjoyed it. It's one of the better isekais. Um Pretty chill. I I don't remember if I was watching it weekly or I had to like finish it later, but I do remember liking it. I didn't have any qualms. Next is Jujustu Kaisen 0. I really liked this movie. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it under the Quintessential Quintuplets movie. I'm a little biased here because I did not like Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, the recent one that came out. I honestly really liked the movie. I was so hyped watching it. I thought it was really good. I liked I forget his name, but I like Yuta. Is Yuta? I liked him. Um, but maybe I'm just a bit biased after season 2. But I really don't like the series anymore. Maybe I'll get into that another day, though. Playthrough of a certain dude's VRMMO life. I'm gonna put this as I'm gonna put this as in D. I think for 90% of the anime, I would have it as a B or a C, maybe even like probably a C, high C, but I did not like the ending. I feel like they changed up the character in a way, and it didn't feel like the character, and I didn't really like what was happening. For a series that's supposed to be a pretty chill, fun experience, the last episode was a little dramatic, and yeah, I don't want to go into it, but that's why I'm gonna put it as a D. I finished it. I feel a little bad putting it. I'll put it at a C, and we'll look at it later. Next is Spy X Family Season 2. I really like Spy X Family. I watch clips often of it, and I'm a big fan. I'm going to put it above Oshinoko. I really like Oshinoko, but there's some times when you watch Oshinoko that it could just depend on the viewer, but Spy X Family is something I find just very wholesome, very fun. Whereas I have some qualms with Oshinoko here and there. Not in the sense that like plot holes or characters, but some story choices are just a little sad for me. I don't know. But I would say Spy X Family I would put higher. I enjoyed it more. That's what this ranking is about. It's not about the quality of the anime, it's about how much I enjoyed it. Next is Eminence in Shadow Season 2. I'm going to put this in B tier. It was good. I might put it actually higher. I'm gonna put it bottom of A tier for now, and I'll assess it later. I liked it, and I'm really interested in what happened at the end of the season and where it's going to go. I'll definitely watch the next season. To be honest, I watch clips of it pretty often, but certain parts were a little slow for me, and I talk about this anime pretty often with my coworker, but like it is a little repetitive. It's kind of like One Punch Man-esque, where the main character is just ridiculously OP and the stakes of other fights don't matter as much. It's just a setup for how cool the main character can look, which I don't mind. I love OP main characters, so in terms of enjoyment, I feel like that is a decent place to put it. I might put it down to top of B tier later. We'll see. Next is So I'm a Spider, So What? I'm going to put this in. I'm gonna put this top of B tier, or top of B tier. You know, I'm going to put down the Sword Art Online just because, if I'm being honest, I don't remember anything about it. Alright, so I'm a Spider, So What? I watched this in dub, and I'm pretty sure I watched this partly when I was playing Binding of Isaac. I don't remember, but I thought it was good. I liked it. Honestly, I thought the dub was very nice. The voice acting of the main character, Kumiko, pretty good. I thought it was funny, and towards the end, you know, the series changed a lot, but I thought it was interesting. I read up on the wiki and I was like, oh, interesting. But if there is a season 2, I would check it out, but I don't know if I would continue it, because I kind of liked more the start of it a little bit more than the end, I guess. My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. I remember enjoying it. I think I would put it on par with So I'm a Spider, So What? I actually watched these pretty close to each other. It's a good show. I was pretty much satisfied though with it. I know there's a season 2. My friends say not to watch season 2, and to be honest, I don't really have an interest to. I feel like they solved the main issue that was whatever tension in season 1. I really love the main character. I mean, I don't remember her name, but I like her as a character. It was fun. Mashle, Magic and Muscles. I would put this. The more I think about it, I'm going to put A Certain Dude's VR Life down. Because so far it's the only anime that I've had like a negative connotation about. And I'm gonna put Mashle in C. I like Mashle, but it kind of has the same. It's like a mix of different anime, and to be honest, I dropped Mashle when I first was watching it. Not really dropped, but I lost interest in it halfway through. But then season 2 came out, and I kept hearing the opening, and that's basically what made me wanna continue it. I watched through it, and now I'm stuck on season 2 some episode. I haven't really felt like watching it. It's pretty goofy, but it seems like the story is going somewhere. I feel like a lot of anime, the thing that drives my interest in them is to solve a certain mystery. So a big example would be One Piece. One Piece, you have what exactly is the One Piece. You have a lot of mysteries in that show, but the mysteries are what makes it interesting for some of these shows. Oshi no Ko, mystery of I don't want to give a spoiler because episode 1 is really good. If you don't know anything about Oshi no Ko, don't look into it. Go into episode 1. You'll be shocked how good a first episode can be, especially if you make it an hour. It's kind of cheating, but yeah, it's good. But yeah, the mystery in Mashle that would make me want to continue watching it would be to figure out why Mashle has no magic. I guess inside the lore, there's just some people without magic, but it seems like weird that Mashle's the only non-magic that's so muscularly strong. So I got a little off topic, but yeah, it was okay. I had a hard time getting through it, so that's why I'm going to put it in C. Same thing with Sweet Reincarnation. I'm going to put it in a C. I thought it was okay. I actually was enjoying it, but I got stuck in the middle. I think I had to watch it in like 2x speed or dub in the background to get through it. I invested time into it. I think I had put it on my Annie list, and I didn't want to leave it unfinished. Love After World Domination. I'm going to put this B. I'll put it... the more I think about it, I'm going to put So I'm the Strongest and in the middle of C tier, because it's not the same as the rest. Love After World Domination, I watched it with a friend. We watched it pretty slowly, like one episode per week, if that. But it was pretty good, honestly. I was surprised. It was cute. I don't have much to say about it. Alright, so now we're getting to some bangers. Frieren, S tier. I feel like people might be starting to get annoyed by it. How hyped Frieren, people talk about Frieren. I just enjoyed watching it. What can I say? It was out of all of these, maybe apart from Spy X Family, I go and watch clips from it so often. I really like the characters. What I like about Frieren is it's a very simple concept, just done well, and that surprised me because beforehand I was like, oh, you gotta have a really interesting take on something for it to be like top tier. But I guess it is interesting, but you know, Frieren doesn't have a super intricate magic system. It doesn't have a amazingly cool setting. It just has good characters and a theme which I found interesting, which I was thinking about at the time. You know, as an adult, you do have a lot of time, and it kind of went into themes of using that time well, enjoying the people around you. Honestly, I don't watch anime that deeply though, so those themes coming out at me is what kind of made it interesting, because you know, if I'm watching most anime, I'm just watching it for entertainment, and I don't delve deep into the show. But Frieren, I didn't dwell deep into it, but I felt it. There was like a certain vibe when I watched it that I enjoyed. Apothocary Diaries, I'm also gonna put this in S. I'm gonna put this I'm gonna put this on par with Oshinoko, maybe right under it. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I put it on the same par as Frieren when I was watching it because they were coming out at the same time. I really love Mao Mao as a character. She's great. I enjoyed it. I don't watch clips of it as often. There are some great moments that I watch here and there, but it's kind of a similar thing with Oshinoko, that like certain themes present are, not comfy, and it's a little harder to watch. But I enjoyed it, and season 2, I'll watch it. Okay. See, I'm gonna change it a little bit here because I'm noticing that C tier are anime that I had to pause and couldn't watch in one go. B tiers are I was able to watch it in one go kind of thing. So that's how I'll separate it. All right, Villainess level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord. I liked it. Thought it was good. I think I took a slight pause here, so according to the rules I just set forth, this should go in C tier. I will put in C tier, but I'm put at the top of C tier because I thought it was just funny. I think I enjoyed it more than the ones under it. I might put Mashle under this. Like, the problem I have with Mashle is I didn't get attached to any characters. Even Mashle, like, his entire personality is he likes cream puffs and exercising. I mean, which is fine. I don't mind that, but I put the other two ahead because I liked the main character. All right. Next is the wrong way to use healing magic. I'm going to put this top of B tier. I actually read the manga for this a long time ago, maybe in 2019, and I got only a couple chapters in because there weren't that many chapters out at the time, if I'm remembering this right. I don't think I caught up, but I stopped reading it. So when I heard that an anime was coming, I was like kind of hyped, like, oh, when a manga that you've read that doesn't have an anime gets an anime announced, you kind of feel good. You're like, oh man, I was on that before it became an anime. So that's kind of how I felt. But I realized when I was watching it that I didn't remember 90% of the plot points, maybe even 100% of the plot points. I was like, oh, when am I gonna get to the point where I'm caught up? But I didn't remember pretty much anything. I did remember a battle, but I didn't remember it like I did. But still, I had kind of like an endearing feeling going into it, and I just enjoyed the anime. I always thought that it was a very interesting setup where you have healers who rush into battles. They're made to be fast and strong so that they can save as many people as possible. And yeah, I like the characters. I like the main character. I liked the girl who was the president, and she was kind of a, oh, I'm so excited to be isekai'd here. It was just fun. Yeah. Next is Seton Academy. Seton Academy joined the pack. I don't remember why. I think I saw a couple clips of this on YouTube. It just randomly recommended to me. I thought, oh, this is funny. This is cute. And I gave it a shot. I don't remember if I watched this in dub or not. I think I watched it in sub. Because I remember the little wolf girl going Jin or June or something with a J. But yeah, it was just a cute anime. That being said, yeah, I mean, I finished it in pretty much one go, so I guess I'll put it above, but it could easily go down and mingle with the C's. Right now, it's like bottom of C. Trapped in a dating sim, the world of Otome games is tough for mobs. This one, I actually really liked it. I got through it in a day or something. It was funny. It was a cool setup. The main character was strong. He was also goofy. The characters are funny. I really okay. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a moment that I found extremely funny. Um, I just found it funny. You might see the clip on Crunchyroll if you if you look for it, but yeah, I will put it. I'm gonna put the top of B tier. Next is the Aristocrat's Otherworldly Adventure, serving gods who go too far. I remember I initially really liked this, and then I kind of fell off of it. I'm gonna put it around the other isekais that I couldn't finish in one go. I think I'll put it right above the Sweet Reincarnation. Maybe they're basically the same. These two I think came out in the same season, and the plot is not the same at all. But like, my enjoyment I had was kind of the same. I usually enjoy the setup of isekais a lot, like when they set up the power system and how strong the main character is, and sometimes they have an academy arc, which I enjoy those. But yeah, towards the middle end, they usually fall off for me. Next is the Eighth Son. Are you kidding me? Another isekai, another one I didn't finish in one go. But this one I probably my least favorite out of all of these. I think I only complete. I think I might have completed this in one go, but I just didn't have it in my any list for some reason. Cause I went back and I watched, like, I tried to figure out why it's not on my list. I finished it, but everything sounded familiar to me. I don't know. All right. Spy X Family Code White. This is a movie. We had a couple. Yeah, we had two other movies here. I really like Spy X Family, and I saw that this was coming out in theaters, and I thought I'll watch it in theaters, and I did. And I really liked it. I had fun. It was a good movie. It was over the top, fun. I don't know. Is it canon? I'm not sure, but I'm glad I went to watch it, and yeah, I would definitely want to watch it again. This time at home. I actually don't go to theaters very often, so I've only went to the theaters maybe less than 5 times to watch a movie, and I'm interested to see how I would feel watching it again, because the experience of hearing and seeing on a big screen might have heightened my feelings of the movie, but I also might have missed things, because when I watch a movie, sometimes I'll rewind and be like, oh, did that really happen? Or, oh, I missed that. And I couldn't do that with this. That being said, I'm putting it in S tier. It could easily go down to top of A tier, though. Next is Take My Brother Away 1 and Take My Brother Away 2. This is like these episodes are like 5 minutes or less long. They're very quick. It's based on like a Chinese manhwa. I read the manhwa, and then I also watched the anime a little bit. I didn't complete it, but basically I saw a clip on YouTube. It was from this anime, and I read the comments, and for some reason I had the idea in my head that one of the characters dies from like cancer. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. Really? So I was like, okay, I'm kind of interested. And I like binge it. I go through it very quickly. They're like 5 minutes long. I'm pretty sure I watched the entirety of season 1 very quickly. And yeah, I don't think that happened at all. They were making a joke. I realized after watching the scene, because I thought there was going to be like a romance between two characters. because they made it kind of look like that. When I watched the scene, actually, um, there was no romance, but the I'm laughing thinking about it now, but the one of the characters keeps trying to approach another character, so he takes it as that character has a crush on him, and he's like feeling pretty cocky, thinking he finally has like a crush, somebody who has a crush on him. It turns out he had like nose hair sticking out or something, which made the girl shy every time she talked to him because she was holding in her laughter and feeling embarrassed for him. I think I read a comment and they were like, one of the I think the clip, going back, I'm pretty bad at telling stories, but going back, the clip was of this scene, right? But it didn't have the context of why she was feeling shy. So other people who hadn't watched the anime were commenting on the clip and being like, "Oh, this is a cute ship. Do they end up together?" And another person replied, "No, the guy dies." So that's what got me interested in it. Um, After watching the anime, I know he wrote that because the reason why she never liked him in the first place, it was just a misunderstanding. So there's no romance here. But yeah, they were fine. Really have no interest in watching it more, but I'll put it above the isekais that I couldn't finish in one go. Okay, next is the ice guy and his cool female colleague. I thought this was so cute. I'm putting it above Jujustu Kaisen 0. I watched this in one go, and yeah, I thought it was awesome. As a person who is working a corporate job, kind of corporate job, the idea of you have like a close relationship with your coworkers, and especially in Japan where like you just after work walk around. It's cute. They had like a bit of supernatural aspect to it as well. I thought the main characters were adorable. The side characters were not offensive. It was just fun. Thought it was really cute. I would definitely watch a season 2. If it has a manga, I might check out the manga if there's no season 2 plans, but yeah, it's so cute. Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You. It's another one where I watched a little bit at the start and then I was never picked it up again until I saw some clips on YouTube. The clips on YouTube were pretty funny, so I was like, I'll check it out. And eventually I was able to complete season 1. I think I either had to resort to dub at some points or 2x speed, but with the context, I was trying to get to the part where I watched in the clip. I think it's fine. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it, but nothing crazy. I'll put it around Mashle DC tier. Next is Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it. I'm gonna put this above the Isekais again, but pretty low. It's a cute romance. Actually, I think the reason why I got interested in this anime was I was on Discord looking up a GIF of maybe one of the characters from the Ice Guy anime, and when I typed it in, some of the images were the main girl from Science Fell in Love. So I kind of was like, okay, that's interesting. And then I think I saw some clips I was like, I'll give it a try. I watched episode 1 and I was like, it's good enough to keep watching. But eventually I think I watched the entire anime in dub. But I had to resort to watching it in the background at some points while like playing Binding of Isaac or something, because some of the parts were kind of tough to get through. The characters were like smart, but they weren't like that smart. They were kind of just like knowledgeable about things, and they would like, it felt slow paced here and there. So, Alright. Next is the Disastrous Life of Saiki K, Reawakened. So, I love Saiki K. I was actually, I think, just on Netflix watching dubbed clips of, not dubbed, yeah, dubbed clips of season 1 and 2. Excuse me, or season 1, because there's no dub of season 2, but I watched Saiki originally in sub. I love Saiki. It's one of my favorite anime. And I remember when I heard about the dub, I tried it, but I didn't like it that much because it was pretty different from the sub. The sub, maybe it's because I don't know Japanese, but I felt like they talk so quickly. A lot of times when I watched it originally, I had to go back because I missed some jokes. I think I'm better now at reading subtitles, but when I checked out the dub, I was like, wait, is this the same anime? They're going so slow. The main character in the dub, Saiki, he speaks pretty slowly. So it felt pretty different, and you know, when it's harder to accept the dub when you're comparing it to the sub. So it's been so many years, and I decided to check out the dub on Netflix, and I actually really enjoyed it. I watched season 1 dubbed, and I saw they have all of Saiki on Netflix. And then I saw, there are some titles I don't remember. Reawakened, season 3. I look at my Annie list, I only have season 1 and 2 on it. And I'm like, that's not right. I'm pretty sure I saw every single content that came out for this show. So I checked out Reawakened, or whichever one had a dub. I watched it. Turned out they changed out the cast of characters. It wasn't as good. I thought it was fine. I'm not sure if that's season 3 or Reawakened. Anyway, I watched these technically. I might have watched one of them originally because I remember watching a season 3. I don't know why I didn't put it on my Annie list, but one of these I might have watched. The other one was a Netflix exclusive, so I, of course, wouldn't have watched it. Both of them I'm going to put in A tier. I really enjoyed it. I think I rated them as a 10 as well because I love Saiki. I love the characters. It's so funny. I think it's the funniest comedy anime that I've ever watched. I go back to clips all the time and I still laugh. And, you know, I was on a Saiki kick, so I actually rewatched season 2 after watching these. And I even considered watching or reading the manga. And I got through a couple chapters which were like, they were included in the manga, but they weren't really about Saiki. Some of them were, but it was like a very early version of Saiki, and it was kind of interesting seeing how characters develop, because you had the idea of the Saiki K character, of Nendo, of Shun. I mixed them up with Tower of Gods, Kun, because they have both the same color hair basically. But yeah, Shun, you kind of see like the base of those characters, but the author wasn't sure of where they would be, so I found that interesting. But at that time I was like, I don't really feel like reading right now, so I didn't read the manga. But basically I'm putting these in I'll say I'm gonna put them over Jujustu Kaisen 0, but under Ice Sky. Delicious in Dungeon. I watched this in dub as well. Listen, a lot of people don't like dub, which is fair. I was the same for a very long time, but I feel like dub is just better now than it was back then. The problem I had with dub in the past was it was so monotone, and it just felt like wrong. I don't know how to describe it past that, but there are some dub that are pretty well done. And I think Delicious in Dungeon is one of them. I didn't even realize until partway through that Senshi was voiced by ProZD, and I was like, oh my god, really? And then once I realized, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it definitely sounds like him. But I thought the dub was good, and I watched it all in dub because I was watching it on Netflix, and I enjoyed it. I took a break once I caught up, but I pretty much finished it. So I'm gonna put it in A tier because I really enjoyed it. The vibe of this show is great. I'm gonna put it above Jujutsu Kaisen 0 because I think, yeah, I feel like I enjoyed Jujutsu Kaisen 0 when I watched it a ton, but I have no interest in watching clips of it again. To be honest, I feel like I'm a Jujutsu Kaisen hater now. Anytime season 2 is brought up, I get annoyed. I'm kind of glad I stopped watching it because it seems like from the discourse I hear, the plot, the problems I had with the plot continue. So, yeah. Next is, as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. I'm gonna put this in. I'll put it in C tier. I'll put it above I'll put it above Mashle. I honestly didn't think I would complete this show, but it was pretty good, honestly. It's a very different take on isekai. I don't know if I want to say very, but it was a pretty different take on isekai because the main character himself wasn't strong, but the people around him were, and I kind of like that. I kind of do enjoy characters that like need to be protected if they're the main character at times, and yeah, I don't know, I liked it. What do you want? Next is Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san Water Slide, or Teasing Master Takagi-san Water Slide. This is an OVA, it's one episode. Going along with the theme of Delicious in Dungeon and Saiki, I was just watching the anime on Netflix, even if I've watched it already, and Teasing Master Takagi was one of the ones I was watching, this time not in dub. I think I tried out the dub, but I wasn't a huge fan, and also part of the reasons why I even like Teasing Master Takagi-san is because Takagi is voiced by Rie Takahashi. That's one of my favorite voice actors, so yeah. I lost my train of thought, but the OVA was okay. I kind of watched it in 2x speed because it was the site I was watching it on, it was blurry. I couldn't find the actual OVA anywhere, and it was like pretty much more of the same thing, but I could see why they put it in OVA. It wasn't as fun as the other content, so I'm going to put it in C tier, above the science one. I'll put it above. I'll put it below, actually. Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy Season 2. This might be recency bias coming in, but I thought it was pretty good. I'll put it right under the Trapped in a Dating Sim Otome one. So, I honestly didn't remember much about Season 1, but once I got into it, I was like, I realized why I completely finished season 1. I just like it. Main character is OP. The people around him are OP. It's similar to the slime anime. What's it called? Reincarnated as a slime. But dare I say I like it more? Because what happened with the slime, which I kind of feel bad about, because I know I would really, really like if I watched it more, but I fell into the trap, the pitfall, which I fall into sometimes, of I really like something, I'll start reading it, but then I have some issues during reading it, or I stop reading it for a little bit, and then I never read again or catch up to the anime once it's past where I read. So this happened with Reincarnated as a Slimes. I also read the wiki of Reincarnated as a Slime, so like maybe that's the thing as well, because a lot, if I know what's going to happen, I'm less inclined to watch it. It's just how I am. So maybe that's why I would rank this a little bit above Reincarnated as a Slime, but yeah, I thought it was good. I liked the conflicts showing up, the how strong the main character was. Main character was also pretty humble, which I liked, and it was fun. And they had a little slightly different take on a Magic Academy arc. I love Magic Academy settings. Whenever they happen, I eat that up. So they had a slightly different, more unique take on it here, and I liked it. It was interesting. I think I would have preferred a traditional one, but I understand it doesn't fit for this anime. Next is Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8, I'm going to put bottom of S tier. Actually, I'll put it above Code White. So, Kaiju number 8, it's just a good anime. You watch an anime sometimes and you're like, that's good anime. And it was an interesting setup, a likable main character, a goal that they're reaching for. You had the setup was like a twist on, I don't know if it was even a twist, but yeah, actually it was a twist on a known setting, and yeah, I liked it. I liked the main character, the characters around. I really liked the opening, partly because I can actually sing it, or no, I can't sing it, but like I know the lyrics. Yeah, the ending I liked as well. I think ending song. Yeah, I'm excited to see season 2. Next is Windbreaker. Windbreaker, it started off really strong for me. I liked the main character. The fights were awesome. And I kind of like this idea of like vigilante delinquents who are looking out for a neighborhood. It was a little bit hard to get through like the middle of the anime because they're going like the One Piece route where you give backstories for random characters, but I just wasn't vibing with the backstories in this one. So that was a little bit hard to get through, but once I did, ending also was very good, so I'm gonna put this right under, put it in like middle of B. There sounds about good. Next is Kaguya-sama Love is War OVA. So I think I had watched this back when it came out. I just didn't have it on my list, so I just put it on my list. I don't remember much about it. It might be the OVA that gets a little raunchy. Yeah, I think it was okay. I'll put it It's inoffensive. I'll put it around the Takagi-san OVA. Yeah. Alright, Classroom of the Elite Season 2. I remember trying to watch this when it was coming out. I couldn't for some reason. And then I kept seeing super cool clips here and there, and it's like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. So I finally went around to watching it. It was good. I'll give my thoughts after I rank season 3 as well, or talk about season 3 as well. But I'm gonna put it. No, I'll rank them after together. I watched them right after each other, so I went into season 3 straight after because at the point where I was watching, both were out. Season 2 and 3 were good. Probably just as good or around as good as season 1. I think season 2 was probably the best. I'm already forgetting the contents. It's bad. It's rough out here. I literally watched this a couple weeks ago, but season 3, especially like towards the end, kind of made me think, I don't know if I'll watch season 4. It really depends on where the main character goes. I don't want to get into spoilers, but the kind of like cool draw of Classroom of the Elite is that the main character is really good at everything. He's OP character. I like OP characters, so I'm into it. And the thing is, he's in the lowest ranked class, and he's kind of using his OP skills to get his class up in rankings and just enjoy his school life, kind of. But when I get through like season 2 and parts of season 3, there's like a little bit of different things that are revealing themselves in part of the story. And after I looked up online, I didn't look at spoilers because I like the series enough that I want to continue watching the anime. I don't want to read the light novel or spoilers that would make me not continue it. But there are supposedly multiple books of content. So there's probably going to be like 8 seasons. And that's when it's going to reach to the end of year 2. Because season 1, 2, and 3 all happened within the first year of high school in Japan. Or, actually, I don't know about in Japan. But in anime, they have 3 years of high school. So it's going to be a long time until the series would end, if it ends in all 3 years. But long story short, what I wanted to say here was sometimes like your perception of an anime will change based on things not in the anime. And that's kind of how it feels for these two, based on me thinking more about the character, I guess. So normally I watch these all within like 2 or 3 days. I binge watched it, thought it was great, but I'm gonna put this top of B tier. And they're basically interchangeable. I'm gonna put season 3 above season 2. Alright, last but not least, Silver Spoon. I watched this with a friend, same friend I watched Love After World Domination with. And we took a long time to watch this, but I really enjoyed it. This is made by the same person who made Full Metal Alchemist, and I'm gonna say it. I like it more than Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood. Actually, okay, to be fair, I didn't watch Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I read the manga. But I really liked the anime. It's only 11 episodes. We haven't watched season 2 yet. And I don't think we're going to watch it anytime soon, but it's just kind of it's just a feel-good story. And I like seeing the main character grow. I've heard very good things about this anime, and I see why. And I'm excited to watch season 2 whenever either I watch it alone or I watch it with my friend, but it's a good anime, what can I say? I'm putting it in S tier. I don't know where in S tier though. Let's put it above Kaiju number 8. There I have it. These are all the anime that I've watched in the past year, that I've completed in the past year. I've watched or attempted to watch more, but I didn't want to include those. Also, it's worth stating that I also read manga quite frequently. I think in the past year I've reread a ton of things that I've read in the past. Maybe I'll do a manga one of this if this one does well. Also need more video ideas. But yeah, the last year of anime has reinforced the feeling I've felt for a while that anime is getting better and better every year. I'm excited to see how it goes in the future. I feel like the storytelling might be pretty much the same. The stories being told are, you could probably find, in terms of quality of story, just as many good stories now as there was always been, but there's just more anime being made, and the average anime quality is just better. Some of these random isekai anime look very good, or have good music, just good quality all around. And I think to my time when I first started watching anime, or weekly anime, back in like maybe 2014, and I remember excitedly picking up like 12 shows, and I end up dropping most of them. And it gets to this point where you have some seasons that have Frieren and Apothocary Diaries at the same time, just bangers together. I think Spy X Family and Oshi no Ko were happening in similar times. Kaiju number 8 was at the same time as another good anime. I don't remember which one, but it's just there's just so many good anime coming out, and will continue to come out. I think this season I'm watching six or more, and I'm enjoying most of them. So yeah, I'm excited about the future of anime, and it's interesting that I feel like I would say I'm a big fan of isekais, because I check out a lot of the isekais every season, but reflecting on it, I didn't enjoy a lot of the isekai that I watched, but I did enjoy some of them. So yeah, that's it. Bye.